If you've been to the movies over the past 4 months, you've probably already seen the trailer for Argylle over 2,000 times now. And as someone that's enjoyed a decent bit of Matthew Vaughn's previous movies, I was excited to see what he was going to cook up next. So does this film live up to the hype? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? I'm Sully, and today we're talking about the brand new spy thriller from Matthew Vaughn, Argylle. All you need to know about this one is that the story goes like this. A reclusive author who writes espionage novels about a secret agent in a global spy syndicate realizes the plot of the new book she's writing starts to mirror real-world events in real time. So all things considered, I think Matthew Vaughn has had a pretty good track record over recent years. You know, you have X-Men First Class, Kingsman, Kick-Ass. I really enjoy all of those movies, but I think it's become pretty obvious that his specialty is making that first entry in a franchise. The first Kick-Ass movie was far better than its sequel, and even though I personally enjoy all of the Kingsman movies, there's no denying that that first entry is head and shoulders above the next two installments. But with all of that in mind, Argylle being a brand new original film from him had me thinking we were going to be in store for a funny, polished, and innovative spy thriller that I would want to revisit again and again. Yeah, this is going to be a one-time watch. Now, this is your typical big-budget action comedy blockbuster. Tons of top-notch actors, large-scale action set pieces, and a multi-layered plot weaved in. All things Matthew Vaughn has proved he can handle with ease in the past. But I don't know, somewhere along the way my guy lost his fastball, because this movie is all over the place when it comes to the tone, the visuals, and the script. As I'm sure you know from being force-fed this trailer endlessly whenever you went to the movies, finding out who Agent Argylle actually is a massively central building block of this plot. And I love a good mystery thriller that keeps me guessing until the end just as much as the next guy, but they can really shoot themselves in the foot if they do way too much with the twists and the turns just for the sake of trying to impress the audience and keep them from guessing correctly from the beginning. But this movie has so many half twists and reveals going on rapid fire that you're not going to be totally sure if Argylle's trying to become one of the films you always mention when talking about interesting spy mysteries, or one that's actively making fun of the genre itself. Now, I'm not going to say that all of those twists and turns didn't work, because there are a fair amount of decisions in the movie that got me back on board with what was going on, but there were just so many plot conveniences throughout the movie that had me laughing in the theater, but I don't know if I was really supposed to be. I went into this film really expecting to have a good time with it, but I feel like for the entire duration, the editing, the dialogue, and the visuals were actively trying to make me turn on the film. Now, don't get me wrong, there are definitely some moments in here that I had fun with and thought were pretty entertaining, but for the most part, I think they just went a little overboard in those departments. And by a little, I mean a lot. Like when it comes to the editing, at first there were some pretty interesting sequences where Sam Rockwell and Henry Cavill's dialogue and movements were all perfectly synced up with one another, and it keeps cutting back and forth in between what Bryce Dallas Howard's character is seeing in her head versus what's actually happening in front of her. And I thought when that was introduced, it was a pretty good way of visualizing what her character was going through in that moment. But holy shit, did it become jarring and cumbersome after, I don't know, the 10th time they did it? What might be the most frustrating part about this movie is that the cast absolutely rocks. I mean, come on, Henry Cavill, John Cena, Samuel L. Jackson, Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Rockwell, even Dua Lipa is in here. And I thought all of them did their very best with what they were given, especially Sam Rockwell. He's one of those guys that seems to always be effortlessly charismatic, and I truly believe that he elevates every single project that he's in. But I think the vast majority of this cast was underutilized, and frankly, that's gonna piss some people off. If you're going into this movie expecting to see our boy Henry Cavill soaking in the limelight, don't hold your breath. Overall, guys, Argylle was an extremely mixed bag for me. I'm split right down the middle on it. And that's because the performances are solid, the action is entertaining, and the mystery is plenty interesting at times, but oh man, do the pacing, the dialogue, and the editing really try their best to completely derail this movie from the get-go. Now look, is this film a total train wreck? No, but seeing the cast that's involved here and knowing Matthew Vaughn's resume, this is definitely the most disappointing movie 2024 has to offer so far. Also, whoever let Henry Cavill rock that haircut needs to be jailed immediately. Argylle gets a Sully score of 2.5 stars. So that's my review of the latest spy comedy. What do you think is the best recent espionage movie to come out? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always trying to add stuff to my watch list. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.